So letting the problems in your life naturally fall away, right? Not chasing a certain solution, not placing all of your energy into this one grand idea, right? And having expectations around that idea. But to say, you know what, there are things which I see clearly need to change in my life, right? And to not force that change, but to create the space because you actually see how the universe works, to create the space so that you invite the change to happen naturally, right? And that is, to kind of see that life is not just one variable, right? If you look at the essence of what a web is, or even the web of culture in society, right? You could have one person, whether it be a gesture, a probe, a joke, throw that rock into the river, one interaction, and then the entirety of how that individual moves throughout the day may change just because one rock was thrown. So we're looking at you having the sensitivity to see what you're holding on to, right? To see, to be honest about what are the things that we're attached to. Now, the attachment necessarily isn't a problem, but if you start to think about that attachment, then you're quickly down the route of, I feel bad about myself, right? Why am I doing this? I know I shouldn't be doing this, but somehow, some way, I'm still doing this, right? And then, so this is where you may have to zoom out and to say, life might not be that simple where, you want to drop something, but you keep going back to that thing. So in the totality, it's not to just say, all right, I'm just going to do this thing. It's not that simple, but it's also, there's no need to go into this thinking process of, all right, well, I can do this tactic and do this tactic, because then you're just forcing discipline on yourself. And naturally, maybe you drop something, but it gets replaced with something you can intentionally try to make it healthier, but the essence of who you are is almost that you need that pain which you're inviting. Why? What can we learn from pain? And that is essentially the question. When we start to be sensitive and look at pain and see that, wait, okay, so there are certain cycles, and sometimes cycles have to run themselves out, and that you cannot rush something working itself out, right? Sure, you can pour water on the fire, but this is the type of fire where maybe it's a gas, maybe it's an oil fire, right? One of those fires where when you pour water on it, it doesn't necessarily work. You need something like cat litter, etc. So my point is just to consider that maybe we don't need to force so much in our lives. And maybe that awareness around feeling, inviting sensitivity to say, all right, there's a battle, right? There's an internal conflict. Now, am I going to act as if that conflict isn't there? Or will I really be mature and look at the conflict within? And right there, right? Once you stop avoiding or rationalize or judging your conflicts, but you have the space to notice the conflict arise, and then you just listen to it, you watch it, the conflict begins to end. Maybe it doesn't end instantly. Maybe it does end instantly. But this is how you heal and you end. It's not from seeking to heal things, but truly watching and looking and being with the pain. And so the pain is not good nor bad. It's really what you do with it. Do you run or do you listen? Do you hear it and learn? See, I'll leave you with this, which is to learn, not many people learn. What society does is teaches us that we need to memorize certain knowledge and facts, and then know when to repeat those technical, practical knowledge and facts. To learn is to have a shift in who you are and how you walk, behave, and speak to yourself and to others. That is to learn, and that's what we're talking about here. Have a wonderful day. Sincerely.